Good. Make sure not to support his neck or spine.
And his pulse is all right. It's a little
I
rapid.
thought he was a goner after we dropped him that second time.
Did he say anything? That is when he was on the rocks.
No, I don't think so. But I'd only carried him a little way when I ran into you.
Why am I wet? Why is my perspective so off?
Where's my uncle?
Well, he's out looking for you, son. Why?
He's on a cliff.
Yes, that's right. If Justine hadn't come along, you'd have gone over. What were you doing there, Barnaby?
My uncle took me there.
What are you talking about?
My uncle took me to the cliff. He's trying to kill me. You've got to help me, Sergeant. My uncle's trying to kill me.
Barnaby. Did you see anybody on the cliff with him?
You were all alone, Barnaby. I kept screaming and you kept walking. There was no one with you.
Except maybe Jesus.
He did something that made me go there. Last thing I remember.
I was headed for the door. Oh, wait, I already made that joke.
We were on a path. And he gave me the badge of the Triad.
The what?
Asked
Triad
the
is
detective.
the world's oldest criminal society.
Where's the badge now, Barnaby?
I don't need no
Take it
stinking badges.
He came in just after it started getting light. He was wearing a beret and a soldier's jacket. He said not to wake anybody, that the hotel was off limits.
Valley High.
Was he dressed like this, Barnaby?
Yeah, just like that.
Barnaby.
Is this haunted chamber actually stretching, or is it just your imagination?
You don't believe me. I tell you, my uncle's trying to kill me.
Barnaby, he was here. I had to wake him up to help me find you.
Sergeant, don't leave the island today.
Well, Barnaby, I've got a job to go back to.
Please, please, even if you don't believe a word I say, stay around a while longer. Please, don't leave the island.
I think that's an excellent suggestion, Barnaby. Where on earth were you, son? Would you like to stay on, Sergeant? Your chief and I had a lot of fun working behind the German lines a couple of wars ago.
He hasn't forgotten a minute of it.
And I think that if he was kind enough to let you bring Barnaby out here, he'd be willing to let you get a couple of days fishing in, for old time's sake.
Well, that's very kind of you to offer, Major.
I'm sure that nothing would please Barnaby or myself. And perhaps Justine? More? Hey, Barnaby.
Hey, Kiba! Oh, it's Gerald Ford style.
How was your nap? You gave us quite a shock.
Waiting for Winona Ryder to float up that banister.
You're not very communicative, Barnaby, considering the fact that I persuaded your sergeant to stay on.
All that's missing are some ghostly football
He said you were
players.
rather vague in explaining your morning stroll. But perhaps he was trying not to hurt my feelings. I imagine you told him some wild story of me leading you off to see the shark.
Then it wasn't a dream.
Judo grab!
Put me down!
Yeah, sounds like Star Trek is about to begin.
Barnaby, you're safe under my roof. You're putting on weight.
You did try to kill me.
What an awful thing to say about your uncle. I'd have managed it too. That'd be for that fool girl coming along screaming Barnaby, breaking that lovely spell.
You hypnotized me.
And gave you some simple instructions. Wait 15 minutes. 20 paces along the path, 20 paces to your left. You were doing so beautifully. Another 20 seconds, you would have been over the cliff. But I give you my word that you're safe here. You can think of this house as, Switzerland.
Switzerland?
A new
Yes, all
country.
watches and pocket
I can't
knives.
let anything happen to you while we're alone together in this house. I never convince anybody there was an accident. And that's what your death must seem. An accident.
You're crazy.
You talking squirrels always say that.
Crazy.
Madness and sanity are matters of degree, but it is a simple fact that I am broke. You're a charming child, Barnaby, but $5 million charming you're not.
You're barely $5 charming.
Ah, you're afraid of this. Well, we'll put it away for a moment, and perhaps find something else.
Something for my elaborate collection of wangs.
What's that?
Very useful if you're crawling down a sewer in Paris.
But not for anything else. It's weirdly specific.
Just round the corner. He pops his head out to take a look. And don't do it again. Puts out the light. I could get so much accomplished. But not on neutral ground, eh? Let's eat. I'm hungry.
I'm not hungry.
Now, Barnaby. Won't get anything done on an empty stomach. There we go.